Culture. Culture is what happens when the collective comes together. It's not just what we say or do, it's what we hand off. If legacy is how oneself lives on, then culture is how a society lives on. Culture is the soul of the collective, passed down in rituals, rules, language, art, silence, trauma, and joy. Whether we choose to shape it or not, culture is always shaping us, and more importantly, shaping what comes after us. It is easy to think of culture as tradition or celebration, but culture is deeper than that. Culture is norm enforcement. You can't separate cult from culture. You can't separate culture from control, because wherever people gather together, they create patterns. They create structures. They create a way things are. Every group forms its own culture, sometimes consciously, but most of the time unconsciously. That's why environment is everything. Change your environment and you change your behavior. Shift the culture and you shift the choices. Culture is the unseen law. Long before Congress writes a bill, culture has already taken a stand. Long before a judge interprets justice, culture has decided what is tolerable. Culture is often ahead of the law. And that's one of the major problems in America. Our laws have not caught up to our culture. Our founding fathers wrote rules that reflected the world that they lived in. Racist, sexist, colonial, elitist. But we don't live in that world anymore. Most people aren't trying to recreate that society. Most people today believe in freedom, diversity, equity, and the possibility of a better tomorrow. The problem is our systems don't reflect who we are now. They reflect who our rulers used to be. That's why culture matters. That's why it's powerful, because culture is evolution in motion. It's constantly changing, whether you want it to or not. It is the social code we are writing in real time. The only question is, are we writing it with intention or just repeating someone else's outdated script? Culture can't be controlled by a single person, not even a president. It emerges from the collective, but it can be influenced, and it will be shaped by whoever gets to it first. This is why art, sports, and media matters. This is why platforms matter. This is why it's not enough to just fight the system. You have to shape the culture, because whoever makes the meaning makes the future. One of the clearest demonstrations of culture's power, its ability to transcend laws, transcend borders, and reshape society in real time, is the influence of African Americans. If legacy is how the individual lives on, and culture is how the collective survives, then no group in American history has carried the cultural burden more visibly, more creatively, and more defiantly than Black Americans. Despite centuries of slavery, segregation, and systematic oppression and exclusions from the very rights America claimed to offer, African Americans have not only endured, they have defined the culture. The rhythm of American speech, the swagger of its fashion, the style of its art, the soul of its music, the pulse of its slang, the expression of its joy, the rage, and the beauty. Black Americans have been the engine driving it forward. This is what makes Black American culture so globally revered. It is proof that even when the system refuses to love you, the culture can still shape its soul. And while culture is always evolving, America would have no global identity, no flavor, no force, no forward motion without the cultural genius of the people it tried to silence.